know what to play. The resource in 2 days and I don't have any money.
But you try out Dark Law.
Hey, thanks, man. That was my first drug deal.
Alright guys, before we get to the actual video, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and also hit that bell for you guys to be notified every time I drop a new video. And make sure to give me a like, a comment as well, because for one, it'll help the channel out, and for two, it'll benefit you by entering you guys into this month's giveaway. And this month's giveaway is for the Wader Warrior MetaMask Playmat. And to be entered into that giveaway, you guys just got to do everything I just said here. And the giveaway winner will be announced the first week of December. Alright guys, enjoy the video.
What's going on, everyone? So in today's video, me and my bro Yuginono here is going to talk about road decks and good road decks you guys could be playing in this format. So let's get into it. Start off by saying there are a lot of great road decks you guys can play in this format. A few in particular are some of my favorite decks, and the first one we're going to talk about is Heroes. Masked Heroes is a deck I've been preaching to you guys for the longest. Power of Masked Hero Dark Law is just too amazing. Bring them out, banishes the entire, keeping their opponent's graveyard at bay, erects spirals, erects pendulums, cosmos, anything that revolves around graveyard effects Heroes can do. Heroes right now can also abuse things like Blackluster Soldier in it to give itself another boss monster, and with the new Hero Link monster coming out, I highly think it's going to be a great deck to play in the up-and-coming format, simply due to the fact that it can make some pretty sick combos, despite the fact that I kind of gave the card a crappy review on my channel. Another deck you guys can play is the newly released, or actually not newly released, but the newly found deck of Great Manju DNE Razia. Amazing effect. He has 400 attack power for each card banished, and the guy at YCS San Diego almost topped with that deck. You play your 3 Pot of Desires, banish 10, he's a guaranteed 4K. You play a second Pot of Desires, he's an 8K. If you're lucky to pay the third Pot of Desires, he's a 12,000 beater, enough to go ahead and give you the OTK. The deck runs things like with Scarecrow, Battle Fader, other good cards to make it so your opponent can't OTK you. Then in your following turn, you OTK them. I mean, the deck is pretty sick. Deck profiles on Simo's channel, I believe, and the guy goes in highly depth on how he was just finessing people the whole day. So if you guys want something else that's pretty good, really unique, and it's not fully developed yet, check out the Great Manju deck. Now the last deck I'm going to talk about before I pass it to my bro Yuginono is Cosmos. Cosmos is a great deck that you guys can play in the current format. All the big ships cannot be targeted, which protects you from things like Firewall Dragon, the list goes on. I've been preaching Cosmos on my channel for a while now, ever since I've seen them top in the Zodiac era. They can abuse things like Full Force Virus, giving you the original Crush card effect of banishing, destroying cards in your opponent's hand, and cards they draw for the next few turns. Cosmo Dark Destroyer, he pops cards on target. The only downfall is they kinda are a little bit inconsistent because you kinda have to draw the perfect hand with them. But with that being said, if you guys abuse of things like Card of Demise, Reckless Greed, Pot of Desires even, the list can go on. You guys can make a pretty sick Cosmo deck, and if you combo with the Full Force Virus card, you guys can do some pretty neat damage. Alright guys, so I'm going to pass you over to my bro Yuginono. He's going to take you away with his best road decks you guys can run for this current format.
So yeah guys, even though I brought my friend Team Innovation in to help me with this video, the point of the video is still the same.
None of us like to spend a lot of money on cardboard.
We're all nerds, we're all dorks, we all want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Otherwise you wouldn't be watching this video. So I'm going to be talking to you more about some other budget deck ideas. And a lot of you guys already know what I'm going to bring up first. It's got to be Monarchs, okay? And that's because Monarchs are probably the best budget deck of all time. I don't even have to show my bias towards Monarchs. The deck's track record speaks for itself. It had to get hit for a reason. The deck was way too good. Domain of the True Monarchs is one of the most powerful field spells of all time, and that is saying a lot because it's up there with Necro Valley and Union Hanger and just so many other great field spells that we now have in the game. But out of all those field spells, only Domain of the True Monarchs can lock your opponent out of their extra deck, and that is what makes it so powerful. Not the attack boost effects, not the level reduction effects, the lockdown effects. The fact that you can lock your opponent out of 50 15 cards out of their extra deck is what makes Domain Domain. And what's crazy is Domain isn't even the only floodgate that Monarchs have at their disposal. They have Monarch's Erupt, and they have Majesty's Fiend and Vanity's Fiend. And Vanity's Fiend is Monarch's other ace in the hole because it has a simple yet powerful effect. Nothing can be special summoned. And that is so powerful because going first, you have a 2400 beater that your opponent usually can't get over, and they can't special summon to get over it. That's really good. And Majesty's Fiend has a very simple yet powerful effect, just like Vanity's Fiend, which is monster effects cannot be activated anywhere. And since Majesty's Fiend literally does not care where monsters are activated to stop them, it even stops hand traps. And that is what's really, really good because so many players are playing hand traps right now. I mean, think about it. When's the last time you even saw a top deck profile that wasn't maining hand traps? The point is, guys, Monarchs still have a lot of tricks up their sleeve in the form of the floodgates that the deck does have. So playing Monarchs can not only catch your opponent off guard, but you can win games as well. But if you want to go full helmet, guys, I'm not talking Chainburn helmets, I'm not talking Nurseburn helmets, I'm not talking Exodia helmets. I'm talking about your opponent cannot do anything at all helmets. You have to be playing Barrier Statues. Barrier Statues with Fossil Dyna and Jowgen is just a good deck. You play those cards, these floodgate cards that say your opponent cannot special summon, and you back them up with a shit ton of traps, and you just kind of win. That is just how the deck plays. You summon a monster, say your traps, and then pass. And wait until you win. That's it. And I know that's not in the spirit of Yu-Gi-Oh! To play that way to make sure that your opponent can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! But if you've been out of the game for a little bit, or if you just don't know what to play, Barrier Stun, or Fossil Dyna Stun, whatever you want to call it, just anti-meta, still is a valid option. And the last budget deck idea I have is actually one that I don't even have, because it hasn't been come up with yet. Team Innovation was talking about this deck a minute ago, but the Green Mashu Daiza deck was this deck that this guy made, and just completely took advantage of the fact that no one plays Battle Traps anymore. This dude kicked ass in 2017 with a deck that just normal summons and attacks with the big monster. That is incredible. And really, who would have thought of that deck? Who would have thought about sitting down, looking at the meta and being like, I'm gonna play something with big monsters. Not only big monsters, but it's gonna have this huge gimmick behind it. No one thinks about this stuff anymore, guys. I don't even think about this stuff anymore. It's just incredible what you can come up with when you really try to. So the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is maybe the best budget deck of any given format isn't one that's just out already and that people are talking about, but maybe one that someone hasn't even come up with yet. And that's really a huge reason of why we play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because we like building decks and everything, and we like being creative. We like, looking through cards and coming up with things, and that is just awesome. It's all part of the game. So hopefully you guys will get inspired and start looking through tins, looking through cards, reading cards, and coming up with something. That would be really great. Or you could always do what the rest of us do, which is just net deck, maybe change a card or two, and hope for the best. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. If you have not already, then be sure to check out Team Innovation Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Chris is an amazing guy. He makes really great content. But until next time, guys, be sure to dick slap that like button and subscribe.